Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir-Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in. Adina siratal mustaqim. Siratal lathina an'amta alayhim. Ghayril maghdubi alayhim. Waliddallin. Ameen. I start that introduction in the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala so that my intentions and the things that I do are striving solely for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I want to get into the understanding and the purpose and the mission between From Blocks to Boardrooms and how we are establishing the block model and preparing through the partnership and relationship building with Generation Wealthy.uf. It's like we are taking on something that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has prepared us for. Like, I want us to understand the journey, and our journey is very simple. We are looking just for the help, being a helper, being a brother's keeper, being a supporter, being somebody that you can depend on, being somebody that you can connect with. Like, this is the objective, and the agenda is clear. There's no harm in the intention. So the sincerity from the beginning would allow the success of the outcome of the relationship. But the sincerity have to be reciprocated on both ends. And sometimes that's never taught. You know what I mean? So some things are learned behaviors, and if you don't learn anything from what you've been taught outside of the basic, what you know, then you haven't continued your education. And education is key. You know what I mean? So from blocks to boardrooms and the things that we're trying to do, we're looking to empower, encourage, and just be a helper. That's all we want, man. We don't want to. It's not about the money. The money helps benefit those that surround us when you can do the give back, and you can give, and you can understand the importance of sadaqah and the importance of charity. Like, this is something that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us as one of our pillars, to be able to provide zakat to those that's in need, the orphan, the wayfarer, the person that's hungry. Like, these are our responsibilities. They're not supposed to starve and we're eating. Like, that's not the way that the Creator just had designed this thing for it to be. Like, if you're able to give some assistance, it's your obligation to give some assistance. If you can't, alhamdulillah. But if you're able, there should be nothing in your heart that won't allow you to give it. And if it is, that's something that we have to check and start identifying what's stopping us from moving forward, to being able to unite as a collective body of people, man. Like, and the people is mankind. We can't connect as mankind. So we have to come across a whole new way of movement and a whole new way of thinking. Because 2019, we don't know when this thing ends. You don't know when your time's up. So you can't move like you just got the outcome written in your book. Like, you don't know that. So stop acting like you do. And be humble and submit to the one that created you. And be a grateful servant and strive to do the best that you can and help those along the journey. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept your intention. And I'm trying to build mansions in paradise. Like, my intentions is beyond the scope of right now. Like, I want this to continuous. I want continuous charity. I want continuous sadaqah. I want to be a part of the known by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the messengers, man, and all the angels, that He was a servant. Like, alhamdulillah, this is a part of my heart. This is not nothing that I chose to do. Allah chose me for this. And I'm doing it because I know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loved me enough to allow me to do it. So we doing it. So generation wealthy, unity and faith is based upon that, Tawheed, the oneness in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and following his guide and learning the importance of being self-sustainable with the gifts that Allah's already given us. Like, we got to sustain what Allah's already given us. And if we're not striving to sustain what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives, what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us, how can we expect for him to give us more? We want more and ain't willing to do more. How you want more and ain't willing to do more? We gotta start checking the heart, man, because the conditions are being contaminated. And if we're not doing anything to cleanse it, it just gets worse and worse and dirtier, and nobody cares because everyone else is dirty too. Can't keep living like that, man. We're not gonna get anywhere like that. Today we're gonna make a change, man. I reached 40 yesterday. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allowed it, and I'm grateful. And I want the work behind me to speak for it, man. When I'm gone, I ain't worrying about right now. Just, man, pray for me along the journey. If you ain't got nothing but prayers, allow you to get them to us, man. Don't pray for my downfall. Don't pray for our downfall. We looking to help, man. Be a part of the help. Be a part of the solution. Feel me? Like, it's us that's involved. We can only create the solution. No one outside of us can create our own solution. We are in our own conditions, and we have to get out of these conditions. Allah said, I will not change the condition of a people until they change what's in themselves. This is not something that's outside of us. This is not a battle that we fighting outside. This is a battle from within. So if we got to tackle that enemy within, I identify like it's the nigga in me. So I'm fighting with that in me. So I'm working to be able to tame that. So I like the identification of it. Like, you got to be able to identify what's trying to defeat you within you. While you so worried about what's out you trying to defeat you, you got to be able to know that that thing inside of you is your worst enemy. Because if you can't control it and tame it, it will destroy you. May Allah protect us and forgive us and give us guidance and tawfiq and understand the importance of unity and faith and building and blocks and building and destroying and rebuilding and just keep rebuilding and focusing on what's inside and build from that. This doesn't have to be outside of what we know what to be truth, man. Allah said, man, do what's best. Whatever is best, do that. Don't question that. Do that. If it's best, do it. Don't second guess it because it's coming from the Creator. He got favor upon us once we move in his accord. We have to move and learn what his accord is, though. We can't be making up and following somebody else's accord and saying that this comes from Allah. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the only God. Those that he guide, none can misguide. And those that he lead to error, none can guide. So be careful. I'm going to say be careful. And I speak to myself first. Pray not to be one of the ones that he misguides. Because if we're misguided, that means our direction is to the hellfire. And everything that we do will lead us to the fire. Let's pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's side where he's like, those are my servants. Like, he loves us. Like, we were created to worship, and we striving to worship even in the depths of the dunya. May he accept our prayers and may he accept our offerings, our help, man. We just want to help, man. You feel me? And I don't know what you about, but I know what I'm about, and I'm trying to build a paradise, and I'm trying to build a mansion in paradise. Like, and I want to have a wonderful time along the journey in this life. So I want the best in this life and in the hereafter. But it all take work. I can't say I wanted it. I'm not willing to put in the work. It ain't gonna come easy to us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala got to test the heart. This is what He does. He gives us these things to see how we respond and can we overcome. And when He do, He rewards us. If we don't, man, He punishes us. It's that simple. We just don't know that it's a law. We point the finger at what it is that causes it. But we never look and identify self like, damn, I'm causing this. I'm causing this. The block model has come to find a solution of why we keep causing this. Like, we don't need to continue to stay in the same pain. We are already familiar with it. We gotta be willing to attract some overdue joy. We gotta be willing to attract it. You know, it's the law of attraction. Like produce like, hate produce hate, love produce love. You know, we gotta understand that. So energies and vibes matter. And, you know, you don't know a person we got the gin on them or what. We just maneuvering. We gotta be careful, man. Law said we have an avowed enemy out here. So we gotta act like we got an avowed enemy, and sometimes in that arena, we take chances, and we gotta learn how to minimize our chances. We gotta start moving with purpose, start moving frivolously. You know what I mean? So the block encounter is a game that we was brought up from. Like, if I'm talking to my street guys that came from the block with it, you know what I mean? Like, so those lessons that we got down in them trenches, those were priceless. I don't care how we got them. Those lessons was priceless. I went and traded in for the world. I gave it 10 years for the game. But the lessons were priceless because I didn't judge it. Every lesson I had to go through, I didn't judge it. I went through it like, dog, let's go. It's part of it. My pops raised me that way. You know, I'm grateful for that. But yeah, man, so from blocks to boardrooms, and the purpose of the block model is to be able to maneuver through the mess, because if no one's helping us maneuver through the mess, it's dangerous. And may Allah protect us from the dangers of the dunya, especially when we ain't utilizing our protection and holding on to our salats and paying our zakats and fasting in the holy month of Ramadan, making sure that we are striving to do better than we did, and making Hajj if we're able to. Like, our 5 pillars is embedded in us. We can't act like I can't unknow this. It's not nothing that I can unlearn or I can undo. Like, the truth is the truth, and it don't need no support. So when I believed in it, I put my heart in it. And I vowed that I'd die in it, inshallah ta'ala. Like, Allah doesn't lead me astray have me die as a disbeliever. I don't want to go out like that. May Allah forgive me and protect me and have mercy upon myself and my family and my community, man. Like, I make prayers for my people, man. I want them to be the best, man. I don't wish no harm, man, because harm you can't come back from. Sometimes ain't no coming back, man. And we got to love each other enough to want each other to come back. I don't care how far we came or how far we gone. It ain't never too late. Reach to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He said, I'm near to death. And if you ain't died, then you still got opportunity. So let's place our trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You know, join the mission, man. You know what I mean? Wealth, health, and prosperity, man. This is it, man. Together we make history. GenerationWealthy.us, man. Go visit the site. It's beautiful.